Hi, okay, so I wanted to do a video. I got asked a question on a video about how I keep positive thoughts and positive assumptions. And actually, like, I probably have a slightly different approach to a lot of other people that are doing law of attraction and manifesting. So whilst I do try to affirm things and script things, and I'm not saying that there's no value in that and there's no use in that, I personally find that the biggest thing is the blocks that are in the way of the things that I wanted. Because if I didn't have any resistance to the things that I wanted and I had like a pure flowing energy, then I would have everything that I wanted. So for me, it's not that I avoid. I know some people do like a mental diet and they just basically like try like every time they have a negative thought, they reaffirm it positively. Um, I do this a little bit. Like I do try to monitor my thoughts, but I also process and integrate them, which I personally think is really important and is kind of missing from a lot of the law of attraction videos. So when I have something come up that's like a fear or a block in some way, or then I kind of dig deep with it and I do mirror work at that point. I think I did a video on mirror work. So say for example, somebody rejects me and I get a message, I don't want to see you again, I don't feel any connection or whatever, and I feel a massive connection with them. I think cats just love to be in in YouTube videos. So yeah, I might want to affirm people always accept me. Like I'm always accepted by people. People don't reject me, and you can think like that, but um, I feel like if you don't integrate that block and that fear, that it will just keep coming up all the time. Like for me, I feel like it's really important not to just dismiss it like it's not there and avoid it, but to like really go into it and be like, the way I do mirror work is I reverse the pronouns. So oh, it's really upset me that this person's rejected me, and then I say, where have I rejected myself? And then I'm like really honest with myself, and that actually normally can help me work through a block. Simply by just affirming the opposite doesn't really do that for me. It might, like, over a really really long period of time, but for me, I always just feel like integrating and doing mirror work when a block comes up or a negativity comes up, and that does really require you to be on the ball with your thoughts, which is something that you just kind of get better with over time. You get a lot better at catching yourself when you're having a negative thought or a reaction in your body. Like, I mean, sometimes I have really physical reactions. It's really obvious, like my body will shake, or I get anxiety. And rather than just like pass that on, I really go into that feeling and I try and understand why I'm having that experience. And then I bring it back to myself and I use mirror work. And this has really allowed me to move through a lot of deep rooted fears really, really quickly. I mean, I've done so many different things and so many different techniques. It's really hard to kind of bring them all back. But I definitely personally am not one that only just affirms every day and just thinks about the positive. Like I do go into the negative thoughts and I clear them because I want to integrate them properly. I don't just want to like put them to the back of my mind and not deal with them because I don't feel that integrates them properly. So that's something that, yeah, I wanted to say in this video that I think is really important in the way that I work through stuff is just integration, and acknowledging, and for me that's all part of like everyone is you pushed out anyway, because when you see what's happening and what's showing up in your environment, then it's like just bringing it back to the self, but not just, oh, I created that, so I'll create something different. I go a lot deeper with it, and I'm like, okay, so I got rejected, where do I reject myself? A recent thing that happened to me. So I am now in a relationship with, the most recent person that I was manifesting, like a strong connection. I don't like to go into too much at this point because it's still way too new. But the first time around, I basically met this person Lila, like I always do, and I think I do this because I create this story that people are always going through like a terrible time in their lives. They're not emotionally available. But when I went really, really deep with this feeling, there was a few things that came out of it. So one of them was like I didn't feel like I was a priority, and I didn't feel like I was being chosen because I was constantly like not the priority. Because this person was just going through so much and had just come out of like a third party situation. Like I just naturally couldn't be this person's priority, but that was a massive trigger for me. And what really switched the situation was when I mirrored this and I acknowledged that I wasn't making myself a priority. And no, I wasn't, because I was like worrying about this person making me a priority. So I was basically making them the priority. So I was like, everything's focused around your decision and, not me. Like I'm focused about whether you're going to want me or not, and whether you're going to start prioritizing me. And I'm like waiting on you to like do these things. And it's like I wasn't physically making them a priority as in like running around doing stuff for them, but mentally I was prioritizing them and giving them like all of the power. So of course that ended really badly for me. And then what I did was I mirrored that and I saw the energy and I started really focusing on making myself a priority and giving myself the energy that I wanted to get back from this person. So I'd be like, okay, if I want them to make me a priority, I need to make myself a priority to myself, and I need to put myself first. And I need to mentally put myself first too, that I'm the catch, I'm the prize, and they, not that not that it's about these power games, but it was that mental shift of like, I'm not going to make you a prize. Like your commitment isn't a prize. Like my commitment is a prize. And it was that like flip around. And I really manifested this person back in a just completely different way, like completely different way. And what's interesting is they came back several times, but I didn't feel like ready in the energy. Like I didn't feel like it was everything I wanted. And then when I actually ultimately got back in touch, the message was no more than any of the others. It's just energetically, I felt like they were ready for what I wanted there to be. And I don't think that has anything to do with them. It's just that I was creating the energy because probably I was ready. I was holding it off until I felt ready, that I could go back into that situation and keep myself a priority and not lose myself. And that was one of them. Another one was like being seen on a deeper level, which is a big one for me, like wanting to be seen, like, for that real core, which I think we all do really, like, and not on looks, from both sides of like not feeling worthy in the looks thing, so like somebody just wanting to be with you because you're hot. Like I really had this need to be like seen on a deeper level and chosen on a deeper level. And I really had to do a lot of mirror work with choosing myself and thinking, well, if you have issues about not being attractive enough or worthy enough or skinny enough or whatever for this person, you're not seeing yourself on a deep enough level, because how can they see you on that level when you're still worried about how you look? Because that's not the connection you want. You want a deep connection. You want to be seen on a deep level. So that's how you have to see yourself, not worrying about whether you're worthy for the other person. These are just examples, but I feel like this is really missed out on a lot of the law of attraction and everyone is you pushed out videos, and that's fair enough. Like we all have a thing that works for us, but for me it's been a much quicker journey, and I feel like I'm really like shifting by acknowledging those things, mirroring it back to myself, and just really going deep with that. And some things, they take a few goes. You acknowledge it, and you just have to keep acknowledging it. And it's just bringing into that awareness that you are like everything in your experience is literally a mirror of where you are inside and how you're treating yourself. People have always said people treat you how you treat yourself, and it's just so true. And it's not necessarily an action-based thing. Like we think, oh, you have to pull back or not put as much effort in, but Actually, I mean, that's not true. I can honestly say this time I'm actually a lot more available and giving, and like, you know, way less gamey and pulled back than I've ever been. But my energy is different. I don't have those same triggers around the things that I did before. I mean, give it time. No, I don't know, even put that out there. But yeah, so that's how I do it, is rather than just counteract all the time and sort of mental diet, I do that a bit, but I only do that after I've mirrored and I've gone deep and I've really, really looked at exactly why that person is treating me in that manner. Like, where am I doing that to myself? So I hope that answers the question and is useful. And I think I did have a video on mirror work. I've been doing it a bit more now, so I might do another one. Yeah, we're always changing. I really love people that put out videos and are willing to just say, oh, actually, now, I feel this, because it's a path that keeps evolving and getting deeper over time. And I think it's really important to honor that and not be afraid of like clinging to something because you said it for a long time. So yeah, I hope everybody is good, and yeah, bye for now.